Hello, everyone, and welcome to another earful of the Weekend Superheroes podcast. Today is Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018. I'm Sean. Sitting with me tonight is Pat, Steve, and Darius. How are you guys tonight?
It's great because Darius is here.
Yeah, we have Darius back.
How nice is that?
I missed him
It's
so
like a
much.
special event.
Sorry for the long break, everyone, but life keeps getting in the way. However, something magical happened over the break.
Oh,
What was that?
Somebody got married.
Oh
One of us
my
got
God, who was
married.
it?
Pat.
New superhero.
Our own superhero, Pat, is now married. I'm assuming because she got you pregnant. Am I right?
Yeah, we're expecting in 8 months.
I can't wait.
Shotgun wedding.
Based on my gut, I'm guessing it's twins, maybe triplets.
Power up.
But before today's topic, Steve, who was our last guest on the show?
We talked to David Hines, a.k.a. Doomsday Dave,
Dave.
a.k.a. Triple D,
Yeah.
a.k.a. D cubed. We talked about the end of the world and how to prepare yourself. If you would like to go back one episode and check it out, have a listen if you haven't already done that.
Yeah, he was awesome. But today, I want to talk about one of the earliest senses we experience even as a child, and that is sound. Specifically, how sound can affect your mind. Be it positive or negative, every sound will affect our brains differently. Certain sounds can make us cry, make us laugh, make us angry, or even make us sick. But how can something as simple as a noise have such a profound effect on our mood? But before we answer that, how was sound even produced? Let's have a listen.
Sound is a wave or vibration that travels through 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. And of course, it is something that can be heard. But have you ever wondered, how does sound travel? It's simple. It all starts with a mechanical movement, like pouring hot chocolate in a mug, clapping your hands, or hitting a gong. So, when you hit a gong, there's a movement which causes some vibrations in the molecules, which in turn causes the other molecules around them to vibrate. And these vibrations from one molecule to the other help sound to travel.
So I've got those good vibrations.
That was Dr. Binox from the YouTube channel Peekaboo Kids. Check them out and subscribe to that channel for more explanations just like that one. So now that we know how sound works, now why is some sound more pleasant to our ears than others? Now, I'm disregarding super loud sounds in this discussion. Obviously, something that causes ear pain is going to be considered unpleasant. Research suggests that the shape of the human ear canal can be to blame for the actual pain. So the ear canal amplifies certain frequencies, including those in the range of 2,400 hertz. But assuming the sounds we're talking about are of average volume, as in not blowing out your eardrum, Steve, what are your favorite sounds?
My favorite sounds. I'm a big fan, especially like to help me fall asleep. The sound of a fan, like a
Like a ceiling fan?
no,
Oscillating fan?
like, yeah, like an oscillating fan, like just that low, like
That was really good.
just
right
that
there.
nice
Yeah, that
hum.
was actually a pretty good
I
sound.
actually fell asleep for
Uh,
a second.
Big fan of that.
Oh,
Like,
Big fan.
yeah,
Big fan.
I
I
like.
see what you did there.
It just does it for me.
That's pretty awesome. Let's talk about the worst sounds. Darius, give me some of the worst sounds you can think of.
Oh, your voice.
Unnecessary.
Wow.
+1 for that,
Yeah.
And +1 on my tab.
Snaps for Darius.
No, but I would probably go with first I'll start with, because I do sound a lot of things. Feedback is the worst sound if you're a sound engineer.
Right.
yeah.
Sound engineer.
Hot
Probably get a
mic.
lot of these.
And then the next thing is whenever you get your teeth drilled on, like the drilling sound, like
Yeah, imagine that'd be bad.
No,
Oh,
Not
maybe
only
you
do
guys
you
should brush your
mouth.
teeth. You wouldn't have to hear that.
that is true.
He also hates the sound of brushing
I bet
teeth.
you Sean
You
has
have to
hear
floss
that.
your teeth a lot too, because they always tell you that.
Okay, so we got great sounds. We got shitty sounds. How about sounds that scare the hell out of you, Pat?
I can only think of 2.
Okay.
One would be the sound of a fart after a Taco Bell trip.
Gamble. You're gambling at that point.
And the biggest fear I have is a police siren when I'm driving home from this podcast. Why are you guys laughing? That's a real fear.
I
I'm
agree.
actually afraid of that already.
Yeah.
Right.
If you hear that, like, like,
Oh.
yeah.
Pull over.
Right. So I think most of us can probably agree on a lot of those. The sound of, like, let's say a beach or waves or a
Oh,
waterfall.
yeah.
That is calming.
They can put us in like a relaxed state. Even quick, repetitive sound like crickets or white noise can lull us off to
White
sleep.
noise.
Oh, crickets like at the jokes we tell on this podcast.
You know, I know somebody actually that has a white noise machine that helps them fall asleep.
Well, on the other hand, sounds are usually perceived as annoying, such as like howling winds or cars beeping their horns in traffic or alarm clocks are the worst of the worst we can think of. It's time for a little study show.
In this study, they put 16 participants in an MRI machine and played them a range of 74 different sounds and asked them to rate which ones were the most annoying. And this study shows that the top 10 worst sounds are number 10, an electric drill. Number 9, a baby crying, which fuck that.
Yeah.
Number 8, which Darius, this kind of goes along with the brakes on yours, squealing brakes on a bicycle. Number 7 is an angle
Yeah.
grinder, which is a power tool for those who don't know. Number 6, a female scream.
Been there.
5, nails on a blackboard. Terrible. 4, a roller on a bottle. 3, chalkboard on a chalkboard. Yeah.
Chalkboard on a blackboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said nails on a chalkboard.
Do three again. Do three again.
3, chalk on a blackboard. See, like, I feel like the feeling of chalk on a blackboard would be worse than the sound because you don't really hear that so much. But 2, a fork on a glass, and 1, a knife on a bottle.
Oh, in case you're wondering how horrible that sound is, it's this.
Oh!
no.
Ah!
And anybody that's
What the
driving right
hell?
now, we apologize for
What
that
the hell
sound
was
right
that?
There might be a little knife on the bottom.
I feel like that could be like knife on a plate too, though. Like,
Yes,
that
that's
was
the
fucking terrible.
Number one sound is knife on a bottle. Hey guys, what
Christ.
about this sound?
Oh, fuck me up. I'm
I
falling
like-
asleep.
I like
I love
thunderstorms,
I love that
though.
sound.
So thunderstorms,
now. And Pat to sleep.
right? So love them or hate them,
Sleep
thunderstorms.
apnea.
Thunderstorms, they produce powerful emotions. A storm is an extreme natural occurrence, and it's beyond and above our control. You're either hiding under a bed or you're on a porch loving every second, but a thunderstorm will create intense feelings one way or the other. The point here is what I'm trying to get to is that sounds are just noise until the brain interprets them. The reason we love or hate a sound is because of the way our brain relates them to a memory. The sound of a beach can take our minds back to a vacation we had years ago, while the sound of a honking horn can remind us of the traffic we were in just this morning. You may love a thunderstorm because you remember playing board games with your family during a bad storm, yet the sound of thunder has been known to trigger PTSD in veterans. Ever hear a sound at night and have to convince yourself it was something familiar just so you can go back to sleep?
Yeah. And right after I checked that the gun next to my bed is loaded.
Well, this is because those sounds are unfamiliar. They'll strike up strong feelings of discomfort or even anger, but in most cases, they just make you scared. But if a sound can have this much effect on a person, can it be used for evil instead of good?
Well, the U.S. is pulling some diplomats and their family members out of Cuba after mysterious sonic attacks against Americans on the island. That's what a State Department official now confirms to Fox News. The Associated Press first reported the State Department has ordered more than half its staffers to leave the island. The U.S. is also warning Americans against traveling to Cuba. U.S. investigators say at least 21 American diplomats and family members have come down with a strange kind of disease or symptoms, including brain damage, hearing loss, and concussions. And according to AP, one victim described waking up in a hotel room to a blaring noise that went away when he got out of bed and moved a few feet away. But when FBI agents searched hotel rooms and the homes where the attacks happened, they said they could not find any devices.
So what do you think about that? Who knows anything about this?
Yeah, so it turns out that the initial one was in Havana, Cuba, and there was a big thing with our government and theirs. We actually expelled some of their diplomats. And then the same thing happened in China at one of our embassies. And the same sort of thing, like people would report feelings of pressure or loud sounds and show signs of concussion, traumatic brain injuries from all of these things, and they actually had to send a bunch of people home because of it.
Oh, and we actually, in case you're wondering, have a clip of that sound. If you're listening at home, you're okay. If you guys are on the road, maybe turn the volume down. But here's the sound that they heard.
Fuck you.
That's not it.
All right. I'm kidding. Here's the real sound. Awesome, huh?
Yeah, can we do that on loop for like the next 20 minutes?
Yeah, can you try that again?
All right. So we all know sound is powerful, but when did we start actually capturing it? For more than a century, we believe that Thomas Edison was the founder of recorded sound. History shows he had a successful demonstration of his invention, the phonograph, in 1877. Though we do not have a recording of that specific moment, we do have this.
If it's the fucking knife again.
The first words I spoke in the original phonograph. A little piece of practical poetry. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
That was the phonograph reading of Thomas Edison in 1929. And yes, he was reciting.
Wait, that was
Mary-
actually him?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
sure was.
From
fucking
1929,
Yeah.
he was reciting Mary Had a Little Lamb. And for years, we thought that was the earliest recorded sound. That is until 2008, when a group of American audio historians in Paris discovered a haunting recording of a French woman singing the song titled Au clair de la lune, recorded in 1860.
Why'd you say it like
That's
that?
a long time
Yeah,
before
that's forever ago.
1929.
Sure was. So the reason that you never heard it is because it was recorded on something called the phonautograph. The phonautograph. Yes, I'm saying it right. Which was designed to record and display a visual representation of sound. It wasn't designed to play it back. That is until historians, the said historians I just mentioned, they used optical scanning and computer processing to convert the traced waveforms into digital audio files. And it goes a little something like this. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit it.
Dude, that's my ringtone.
That's kind of creepy.
When does the remix come
It's
out?
super haunting. So the phonograph was invented by a Frenchman named, here we go, Edouard Léon Scott de la Martinville.
That's a lot of names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was that recording was made 157 years ago, and it's still better than most of Justin Bieber shit.
Hey, the Beebs isn't bad.
Here we go.
All this followed by the birth of recorded music. Now, music and sound are made to enhance other senses. It adds to the dopamine surge you get from a picture or even spoken word. Steve, I need you to go ahead and read your card.
Read my card. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. Then things went from bad to worse. We only had 30 seconds to get out of that car before it sunk to the bottom of the lake and became our tomb. We looked at each other, both thinking the same thing. We kissed what we thought might be our last kiss. On 3, she asked. We counted to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Now, that was good. And the words are there to be suspenseful. But I want you to read it one more time with this sound in the background and hit it.
Then things went from bad to worse. We only had 30 seconds to get out of that car before it sunk to the bottom of the lake and became our tomb. We looked at each other, both thinking the same thing. We kissed what we thought might be our last kiss. On 3, she asked. We counted to 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's very suspenseful there.
In a
Right?
world.
Yeah.
And that was awesome, right? And if you didn't feel a change, you will certainly feel it whenever you hear it played back. That was awesome. Now, sounds can also be super contagious. They're meant to be contagious, with the purpose being to bring an audience together. Pat, go ahead and read yours.
I never knew my real dad.
Okay, now that's good and real and very real. Now I want you to read it again one more time with the sound at the end. So go ahead and.
I never knew my real dad. Can I un-RSVP from your wedding?
Oh my god.
Why didn't I get dramatic music for mine?
You want to try?
Oh my
You want to
God.
try?
Can I try it with Steve?
Yeah, no. Let's try. Let's try with Steve.
Get into character.
Wait
Get
for
into
it.
character.
Get into character.
Let it build.
Okay.
Let it build.
Now
Feel it.
you are.
You got this.
Feel
you got
it.
this, Pat.
Let me give it to you. You're a bastard. You don't actually know your real dad, and you've never been taught how to throw a football.
Feel it.
I never knew my real dad.
That was so good.
Oh my god! It was
You
like
sounded like
it
the
was
Mary
like
Burger
Batman.
guy.
It was like Batman
Holy
was sitting right next to me.
Coming up next
Oh my
on
goodness. And
Lifetime Movies.
In a world.
in a world with no father.
Oh.
And no football.
And finally, all those sounds are meant to enhance a scene beautifully. The wrong sound can often change the vibe of a dialogue in mere seconds. Darius, go ahead and read your card.
Oh, don't pre-read it, Darius. Just read it.
I don't know how to tell you this, but your grandfather passed away last night?
I don't know why that
Was
was
that a question?
Wow, great
I'm
question.
Ron Burgundy.
Why'd I get the shitty one?
I'm Ron
You
Burgundy.
got the shitty one?
All right. Well,
Well, actually, maybe not.
let's pretend you're not in a sitcom. Read that one more time.
I don't know how to tell you this, but your grandfather passed away last night.
Now that was good. Now the,
Ba-ba-ba-da. Wah.
now the words are there, and they're sad, of course. But once again, the wrong sound can change the mood pretty quickly. Darius, try it one more time.
Do you want me to act sad?
I want you to act just
read it the way you read it.
Just
All
read
right.
it through just the way you read it.
I don't know how to tell you this, but your grandfather passed away last night.
Okay.
That'll always be funny.
Fun fact, I don't care how old you get, that sound will always be funny.
Always. If
A
in-
fart will
you know-
never get old.
You know what I've always said? If farts,
Oh, no, your farts get old, but they're still funny.
if I ever get to a point in my life where farts aren't funny, I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm checking out. I'm done.
Okay. So we know that sounds can alter our mood. They can change the course of our emotional journey through the day. So now we have to talk about the rapidly growing subculture phenomenon of something called ASMR. As you all know, you know what ASMR stands for, right? ASMR stands for
Automobiles must signal right.
not
ASMR.
Oh, signal must right.
Steve, ASMR stands for
All Smurfs must repent.
That was real close.
Darius. ASMR stands for
All sex must repeat.
okay.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Says
He,
no.
he always wants a do-over.
No. It stands for autonomous sensory meridian response. It has been characterized by listening to different, mostly satisfying sounds and experiencing a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins at the scalp and moves down the back of the neck. Though not designed to be sexual, ASMR is also known as AIHO, attention-induced head orgasm. It's using the power of sound to make you feel calm and relaxed. The people who practice ASMR have reported that it has helped with sleep, anxiety, and even depression. It consists of slow, deliberate whispering, often alternating between left and right microphone inputs.
Left,
Keep going.
right,
Keep going.
left,
Don't stop.
center, left, center, right,
That's good.
left,
Okay, keep going.
right, right.
And if they're not talking, they're making what seems to be very wet noises with their mouth, eating or drinking close to the microphone.
Left, right, left, right.
And if not doing that, what they're doing is they're slowly crinkling up plastic or paper or any other objects around them really close to the microphone. These noises are meant to almost send an orgasmic sensation right down your spine. But it's not just about sound, it's about connecting. These videos are often filled with role play where the customer is receiving personal attention that he or she may not be getting in real life. According to Google data, interest in ASMR has doubled since 2016 to 2018. It's clear we're not experts here, so let's talk to an ASMR professional who can tell us more about the craft. Our guest tonight is just absolutely awesome. One of the pioneers of the art form, she began making ASMR videos when she was only 19 years old and has since earned herself over 230,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. Often referred to as the queen of the ASM artist, please welcome the talented, the lovely Lilliana Dee, a.k.a. Lily Whispers. Lilia, how are you today?
Doing well. How about you?
Fantastic. Hey, let's just get right into it. We don't have a lot of time. In your own words, what is ASMR, and what is the best way to describe this experience?
So I like to describe it as if you're wound up and you're getting ready for bed and you know, you like everyone has their routine, whether it's, you know, watching a nice relaxing stream bubbling like the track on YouTube, or taking a bath or playing relaxing music. I describe ASMR as being something similar. Except we want to actually make those sounds to make you sleepy. It's more intentional as opposed to unintentional.
So what first got you interested in ASMR? Like, did it just come up, or did you do some research on it first? Like, how did it happen?
It's so funny because when I started, which was back in 2013, there was like nothing. The Wikipedia page on ASMR was like this big. I didn't even know what the acronym meant. I had to go on Urban Dictionary. And
I've used that.
Don't go there.
Urban
Go
Dictionary
there.
is the
Always a
greatest.
fun place.
yeah, I was like, what is this? Like, why do I feel so relaxed? It was a suggested video on YouTube, and I had no idea. I couldn't hear anything she was saying because she was talking so soundly, like, you know, silently or whatever. And I put on my headphones and I listened to her and I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. And I had a lovely nap and I woke up and I was like, what the hell is this shit? And so I looked it up. And then shortly after I started making my own videos, but there was really no literature out there on ASMR, very minimal stuff.
And before that, tell us about the crayons.
About the what?
Crayons.
Oh, the crayons.
Yeah, I know all
so
about you.
My first experience with ASMR actually
That's
was
kinda
with
creepy.
a friend of mine when we were like in first grade. She was coloring with crayons, and I just felt this tingly sensation. And that's what I mean. ASMR has many definitions. Like people define it as like a relaxing sensation to help you fall asleep, helps with anxiety and all types of wonderful things. Not everyone gets these so-called tingles. I personally hate the word tingles. I like calling it like a warm shiver.
I feel
I
like
don't know. I think it's like tingles like kind of weird.
I feel like tingles is along the same line as moist for some people.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't like the word moist. Flesh is another weird one that I don't like, and tingles.
Jeez.
I've
That's-
never heard
thought
anybody
about
not
flesh,
like
like-
flesh.
What's wrong
Yeah.
with flesh? Flesh
You know,
is
Flesh
seems
sounds
okay.
weird.
It sounds weird.
That seems.
I have
normal to
too
me.
much of it, but other than that,
And by the way, Darius has colored me to sleep on more than one occasion. That is just.
is that
It
because
is-
he's the black guy?
It's an incredible.
Oh wow.
Let's
we're
grow
really
up.
going there.
Let's grow up. Pat, Steve, do you have a question?
Yeah. So like, what are some of the sounds that you find are the most appealing for your audience?
So brushing sounds are really, really popular with my audience because I do like a lot of beauty related videos. So like I'll use makeup brushes and things like that. I started when there wasn't like a lot of crazy triggers, as they're called, like you know, tapping and things like that obviously existed, but like I don't know, I personally love just like a nice close up whisper. That is my favorite trigger. I could fall asleep to that all day, and so that's kind of what you see in my videos.
Can you give us one right now?
Just a little one.
Oh, that's.
Whoa.
Yeah. All right. Oh, now you put Pat to sleep.
oh, hey everybody.
That was just his sleep apnea.
Got to put away the crayons, huh, buddy?
Because I tried to eat them. All right. So I have to ask. So, what are your thoughts on the confused sexual nature of ASMR? Like, so, you know, what's the difference between sexual arousal and the arousal through ASMR?
Yeah, so that's a popular question. To me, it's all about intention. People who are making erotic ASMR are purposely trying to stimulate you and arouse you. I'm just tapping on some makeup and pretending to put makeup on people.
And,
No,
right.
I'm really
and
not trying
and
to
if Darius
arouse
gets
anybody.
aroused, then Darius gets aroused.
right,
But
exactly.
you're not trying for it.
But you know, I think it's really it's in the intention. A lot of you can sexualize anything, like literally anything. There's some crazy
Yeah.
categories on Pornhub out there. I think we all know, and like, trust me,
Yeah.
you can sexualize.
Hold on. What?
anything.
So
Porn
I've
is
Everything
hard.
heard.
You say? I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this
A
site.
little easier to do because it's usually a woman. I mean, there's guy ASMR artists too, but it's usually a girl who's like sitting in front of a camera and whispering to you. So I feel like it's easy for some sad souls to get a little confused.
She's describing what's going on right now.
Yeah, all of us right in front of this camera right
Four
now.
creepy guys in front of a camera.
Hashtag Crayola porn.
I'm putting that.
You can see us at pornhub.com/weekend superheroes.
Lily, the world wants to know, what is the weirdest personal ASMR request you've ever received?
Oh, so I just somebody asked me that recently. So, and I remember this like it was yesterday. I got this very detailed message on YouTube, and the guy said, "I want you to pretend like I'm a teeny tiny little person, and you like stick me on your shoulder and like hold me in your hand and stuff." And as I was telling somebody the story, they said that it's actually a fetish called giantessness or something. Giantessism or something.
Sure.
So me not knowing, obviously I didn't do the request because I was like, no, this is fucking weird.
Oh, that's why I didn't
but
get an email back.
apparently it's like a fetish.
Your pet, was
But
it
yeah, that
was
was
it
a very
Pat
weird
at weekendsuperheroes.com?
Hey, look at the time, guys. I gotta go.
Things just got weird. Okay.
So giantessism. Did you end up doing the video?
No. I was like, I didn't even respond. And he was like, I've asked so many other people, like, you're one of my last hope. And I was like, dude, like, come on.
I'm not gonna go ahead with that one.
Next. Yeah.
That's fair.
I
All
don't
right.
know.
So I have a question. Can we hear some of your favorite sounds?
Yeah, now we're into it.
Let's see. Like, you want me to do it now?
Yeah, we're
If you
putting you on the
could.
spot.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay. That's actually really funny that you asked that because, like, I have all my stuff right
It
here.
just so happens
So
that
the
I
one
have
that I
everything ready.
Imagine that.
Look at that.
This is one that I've really been liking. It's a little.
Ooh.
That's actually quite nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
What is that? Your
Yeah, what are you holding?
It's a frog.
yeah.
Of
what
course
is
it's
One
a
of those
frog.
cool
What's the other
frog
thing?
things.
Since this is an audio only podcast, that's not a real frog. She's
Sorry.
batting over the head.
It's a wooden frog that makes kind of cool sounds.
that
Another sound that I really like because I've been kind of on the I have the Fallout 4 bug right now.
Did that-
So I really like
Oh.
controller sounds, and
Oh,
I find
yeah.
Oh,
myself.
that's right. Somebody's a gamer.
It's an Xbox
Ah,
controller.
she's an Xbox girl. All right.
Fortnite.
I recently got no Fortnite over here. I recently got a PS4.
Yeah, there you go. The
That's
superior
like a
system.
Just
one
let it
that I
take you
like as
guys. Let
well.
it take you.
And then like brushing sounds, and like of course like my favorite is just close up whispering, just like this, just very simple, just OG ASMR.
It's so
OG
nice. It's so
ASMR.
Wow.
nice.
That's nice.
It makes
OG.
me want to whisper. I don't know why.
Why are we always?
Why are we whispering? I don't want to whisper anymore.
Can we go back to normal levels now?
Steve, can you ask a question, please?
Yeah, so we have a question from a fan actually. Brittany K
Okay.
from Pittsburgh asks, "How do you feel about celebrities now jumping on the ASMR bandwagon? Are you for it, or would you rather them stay out of it?"
It's a really good question. I actually just watched Cardi B's so I think they're probably referring to the W Magazine ASMR segments.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen them, some of them are
Yep,
really
we saw 'em.
good. Some of them are freaking awful. You can tell if a celebrity is into it or not by just how much they know about the community. I love Cardi B's ASMR video that I was watching today. It just came out yesterday because she's promoted the community and said that she loves ASMR. I can't remember what her name was, but she played April in Parks and Rec.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember.
Aubrey
Yeah.
Plaza.
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza,
Oh,
yeah.
she's the
Plaza,
best.
yeah. She
Yeah,
was
so her-
amazing. She was amazing. I just feel like to that point is the funny celebrities. I feel like are making a little bit of a mockery of it whenever they're not even trying.
Oh,
They're
that's
just
what
trying
they
to
do.
They're just trying to be themselves. Exactly. So
Right.
that's why I
And
think
you
this
can
question is
tell.
important.
You can tell if someone has an understanding of it, isn't into it, and like, I don't know, people aren't stupid. Like I watch some of them, like, oh my god, this girl is like has no idea what the hell she's doing, and like I don't really like that part of it. But I don't know. I think it's all good stuff. I don't know. I love that the community is getting more attention. So if it's that way, then sure, so be it. But I wish they would bring on like an actual ASM artist to show how it's done.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So obviously you have a YouTube channel because that's partially the way we might have found you. But how has your personal life changed after you got a YouTube channel and like people follow you and really get involved in it after you like obviously got involved in it yourself?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Um, a lot of things change. You don't tag locations where you go out to eat all the time. Um, the
Why is that?
internet's a big,
People follow
scary
you?
place. No, people don't follow me, but I've had some instances where I've been scared for my safety, especially with people who get confused about what I do on YouTube. Like I had this person who thought that my YouTube videos were literally made for him. And so he was
Okay.
using my personal like business website that I used for when I was in the agency world. I would like have clients and freelance clients and such, and I literally cannot do that anymore because I was getting a flood of inbox messages from this guy, and he thought we were together, and he was like, "I just saw your video. I'm in it. Let's do it."
Thought you were
Would give me
together?
Wow.
Some crazy
Yeah.
people out there.
Oh my.
So let me get this straight. You're not with this guy. Is that right?
No, no,
Can you
no.
can you rewind a little bit and talk about what happened in school whenever you first started this at age 19?
Yeah. So when I first started, I mean, it's whispering on YouTube. Like, I knew that it was kind of unusual. I tried to explain it to some people. They were like, no, what the fuck is that? And so I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just going to be my little haven. It's going to be my little private thing. And I really liked that. Like, it was so perfect before everyone knew about it. And then one day I was walking back from class and this guy was like, we found like your weird whispering thing. And I was just mortified. And my dad was coming up to school, and I went to Penn State, and he was coming up to school quite a bit to like visit and check on me because I was like didn't want to be a pet, going through that sophomore type thing. I think that a lot of people go through that second semester sophomore blues. And I got in the car and I was like hysterical, crying, privatized my channel, made all my like videos private, like made it seem like I had never existed. And then my sorority wanted to meet with me, and I had to sit in front of a woman from nationals and explain that I wasn't a porn star or a webcam
Oh
whore.
Wow.
my god.
And because of her kind of ignorance to the subject, she was like, well, do people pay to see you? I'm like, it's fucking YouTube. No. Like, no, it's not like I'm not on Pornhub or anything. And I remember I brought my best friend to the meeting, and she was so worked up, and like it was awful. People would whisper to me at parties. People were really, 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 really shitty.
That sucks.
But now everyone's like, oh my God, Lily, we're so proud of you.
Yeah.
You're doing amazing things. I'm like, yeah.
You're like, yeah, cool. Fuck you guys.
Big things now.
Exactly.
No, she's like, yeah, cool. Fuck you guys.
Well, we're super proud of you. Well, let me ask you, where do you see the future? Google said that popularity has doubled since 2016 and 2018. Where do you see ASMR going?
I don't know. It's the need for it is always going to be there. The world is such a stressful place, and I get emails from people who just want to escape from reality, a place to unwind, a personal connection for loneliness, for depression, for anxiety, for insomnia, all these different things. And I think it'll just keep growing and evolving, and I hope it doesn't do anything too crazy, but I like the direction it's going. The technology behind it's really cool. I think that it'll probably stretch into like VR type things, but I hope that it never becomes a replacement for in-person therapy or talk therapy or anything like that, because people really need to do care for their mental health. Like, I'm not a therapist, I'm just whispering on YouTube.
And that was another concern of mine, that they talked about that it would possibly solve and or alleviate things like depression, anxiety, and that is a lot of pressure for for an ASM artist like yourselves and the other ones out there. Are you worried that that pressure might fall on you and the fallback with it?
It did recently, actually. So ASM artists were promoting this service called BetterHelp, and this whole scam came out that was exposed by PewDiePie. About how the therapists on BetterHelp weren't actually certified and all these types of different things. I actually tried it out. I didn't have a bad experience personally, but all the things that came out like made me really, really sad, because I was like promoting it and pushing it on my channel and like saying like, hey, sign up. And like my commission was small, and I actually never had somebody sign up through my link, so I never made any money for it. But I remember another creator was also pushing it like very heavily, and she was like, listen, I'm sorry that you guys had bad experiences. Like, I didn't know, like I had a great experience, but like at the end of the day, like take care of yourselves. Like I'm not a therapist. Take care of your mental health. I'm just on YouTube. I'm just trying to make content. And I think that, it is a lot of pressure, but like we just have to push it off and say like, okay, you need to take care of yourself. I'm taking care of myself. I'm just a content creator. I'm not your therapist.
Okay. Last question for you. This is super personal. You don't have to answer if you don't want
But we
to.
all really want to know the answer.
I know,
Definitely
this
wanna know.
is this is
This is
unbelievable.
big answer. You gotta
All right.
answer this.
Final question. Scale of 1 to 10. How bad do you actually suck at Mario Kart? Because we won a tournament. We won a tournament.
Good.
How many times do you get the bullet in a game?
If you get the bullet,
Are you ever in first place where the blue shell is getting you, or you're
Yeah.
the one sending it?
You are definitely the one
I
sending
usually get it.
it. You get it.
Not even lying. I lost by like 3 points to my friend. We did the Star Cup, and I play on
Star
GameCube,
Cup.
and I was
Ruffle.
really pissed.
Oh,
That was
the
like a
GameCube
huge
one was
ego
so good.
check for me.
Double
Yeah, I
dash.
haven't played any of the newer ones, but I'm a GameCube girl.
I know you have the Wii, and we're going to have a tournament.
Are
coming up here
you
soon.
a fan of Rainbow Road?
No.
That's the
I love
best
Rainbow
And anyone
Road.
who
Thank
says
you.
that they
There.
are is a
Thank
fucking
you.
liar.
I'm
They're just
you're the
trying
only
to
one I
say
know
it.
that's a fan
Oh,
of
Rainbow
Road.
Road's the best. Absolutely.
They're all liars. You're a sociopath and you're a liar because no one likes that shit.
Rainbow Road is for those of us that don't have other lives.
I'm like, man, I'm so glad I'm good at Rainbow Road, but I can't do anything else.
Lily, I think we have some time. So I want to put you on the spot. 2 minutes. We're going to shut up. Is there a possibility you can give us like a 2-minute ASMR demo?
I can do that.
All right, we're gonna stay quiet and we're gonna let you do your thing.
Can somebody wake me up when this is over?
Okay. So I just adjusted my mic setting. You'll be able to hear me in either of your ears. And perhaps even a little bit of buzzing in the background, but hopefully it's not too loud. So, one of my favorite triggers is actually glass tapping.
Unbelievable.
That was pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie.
If you are not subscribed right now, you go to her channel, Lily Whispers, right now, and you hit that subscribe button. That was fantastic.
I fell asleep twice.
I saw your eyes.
Oh my goodness, that was absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show and hanging out with us. You have 5 more minutes. We play a game at the end of every episode called Fact or Fucked. Are you in?
Okay, sounds good.
Here we go.
Fact or fucked?
We'll go first. You have the second answer, okay? These guys have
Okay.
not seen this. I do it to them every episode. You ready?
I'm nervous.
I'm
Don't be
usually pretty
nervous.
terrible at this.
Darius hasn't won yet. He's just awful, just as a human being in general.
I went to Penn State. Jesus.
Fact,
You went to Penn
yeah,
State,
give
Jesus?
the man some credit.
Yeah.
fact or fucked? We'll start with Pat. Pat, the humpback whale emits such a low frequency that it can travel over 95,000 miles in some levels of the ocean.
Well, I speak whale.
You should see him without his shirt on. You'd understand.
I'm going to say fucked.
Fucked. And we're going to you, Lily.
I'm gonna say fact.
That is fucked.
Really?
Yeah, I made that up. True story.
95,000?
I suck at it
That's
too,
a
I
lot
guess.
of miles. That's a
You
lot
guys
of
were in it
miles.
together.
Steve,
Hi.
a condition in which negative emotions, thoughts, and physical reactions are triggered by specific sounds is called
Oh, misophonia.
misophonia.
Fact.
I'd go with fact.
Sorry.
Fact.
Did I? Sorry.
Fact it is.
She's correct.
I did that. I knew it.
She dropped the knowledge on us.
Maybe if you could wait till we're done, that would be a big step in the right direction. We'll start with Darius.
Sean, try whispering.
Darius.
Sorry.
The sound made by the Krakatoa volcano eruption in 1883 was so loud it ruptured eardrums of people 40 miles away.
What year was that again?
1883, you dick.
Being that they had no technology back then, I'm gonna say fact.
Fact.
Lily,
No, I'm gonna say fucked.
it's fact.
Really?
It's a fact.
Although
I'm gonna
how
s-
Darius got to that, he's like, they had no technology back
They
then,
had
so
no
I'll say
technology
fact.
to know that you
Can I-
should not be near a
Can I
loud-ass
rewind real
explosion.
quick back to my fact or fucked question? That what you asked me is 100% me. I hate
Misophonia. That's why I asked you.
so many
Had
sounds.
I known she was going to
Yeah.
cheat for you,
No,
I may have asked somebody else.
I would have known anyway because there's so many sounds that like whenever.
But
they're-
Steve, you hate everything.
You
you
and
hate
whatever,
everyone.
that's
everything and
true.
everyone. It's
But there's
just,
so many sounds that when they're made, I have to like my fist just clenches. I'm like, oh please.
So I think
stop.
it's safe to say that you don't like ASMR.
No, well, no, see that
You aren't an avid watcher.
That's exactly
the
right.
whispering and that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. The stuff that bothers me is when people are like chewing with their mouths open or when they're breathing. Like I can hear somebody breathing in a
and
movie
you don't
theater
like
or
chewing
that
on
kind of
ice.
shit.
Is that right? You don't like people chewing on ice, Lily, right?
No, I don't like ice chewing. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Right.
like chewing on ice.
That's true. I chew on ice all the time. So
Three more.
Ew.
Three more, and I'll let you go. Pat, the process of creating a word that phonetically imitates, resembles, or suggests a sound that it is describing is called onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia. That's a fact.
wow.
You finished the word for him
Fact
there.
it is. Two more, we'll let you go, Steve. Sound waves travel over 100 times faster through air than through steel.
Ooh, that's a good one for
These
Steve.
are all sound.
that's a
These are
good
all
one.
sound
Tough.
related.
This is tough. I'm gonna say fact. True
fact.
True fact.
He's
Fact
it's
is
a
It's
true
a true
fact.
fact.
Lily,
No, I say fucked.
it is fucked. Nice job, Lily.
Hey, how about
Oh, I
that?
fucking knew it.
All right.
Last
Is
one.
that the first one we got wrong?
Last one, Darius.
Yes.
The crack a whip makes is produced when a section of the whip moves faster than the speed of sound and creates a small sonic boom. Fact or fucked?
Sonic boom.
Fucked.
Fucked. Lily,
Fact?
That's a fact.
that is a fact.
Oh,
Lily,
And you were so sure of yourself, too.
Lily Whispers killed it. That's our show, everyone. Thanks for listening. Huge thank you to Lily Whispers for coming on the show and sharing her talents with us. Go right now to Lily Whispers on YouTube and hit that subscribe button and don't miss another one of her videos. Lily, would you like to say goodbye to everyone who loves you out there?
Yes, thank you so much for listening.
And if you love this episode and want to hear more like it, just search for The Weekend Superheroes wherever you get your podcast. Keep up with the superheroes on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Pat, would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Steve, would you
Damn
like to
it,
whisper
that's
goodbye?
what I was going to do.
Oh, you can do it, guys. And Darius, would you like to whisper?
Goodbye to the lady.
Thanks
creepy
again,
at all.
Lily. And always remember,
Two